Hi everyone, hello Libra, and welcome to your June 2017 forecast. My name is JJ for all my new viewers. Happy to have you here. So thank you for joining me, you guys. If you've been here for a while, you'll notice change of setting. I'm happy to report that I'm conducting this reading from the beautiful city of London. So I made it in one piece, you guys, and it feels like it's been forever since I've just been settling and just trying to get things in order. So, and you know, for the first time in a while, Libra, you don't have to wait too long for your reading. So, let's get into it, shall we? I hope everyone had a good May. Let's see what's in store for June. I haven't really looked over the astrology. I haven't had enough time. Then again, this is supposed to be more of an intuitive reading than an astrological one. Plenty of other places to go if you want to see what's actually happening in the planets. And as you already know, I do tend to do that from time to time myself, and I integrate it into my readings whenever I can. So Libra, what are we bringing to justice this month? Your guards are up, huh? Where are your cards? Okay. At least we have a start there with the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and this World card. Ay, ay, ay. What is going on here? What is going on here, Libra? And dare I say that this has something to do with bear with me. Another sign previously got this Ace of Wands in addition to the Fool card. And I'm trying to make a link between what's happening with you and what may have been happening with, it's either Leo or Aries, I believe. More inclined to say that this involves Leo. Oh. Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet, though. Yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting, you guys. Interesting. I'm going to lower the screen and you'll see what I've come up with here. Right. So this side of the reading, so everything from the Ace of Wands to this Ten of Swords, the Fool card, and this Ten of Cups, my gut is telling me involves a fire sign. And that would be either Leo or Aries, simply because there is a complement between your cards and their cards. And I'd gotten the feeling when I had done their previous readings, I do believe it was Leo. I really do believe it was Leo. But I might be wrong, and please do correct me if I'm wrong. If you happen to be cross-watching other signs on my channel, it would be highly appreciated. That the Fool had been walking out of Leo's reading at the time. In essence, basically, although the Fool's energy was very much present and was an overarching, laid out the overarching energy and theme for the rest of Leo's reading, and if it was not Leo, it was Aries' reading, they had been walking away. So the Fool was at the same time walking out of a reading, walking out of someone else's reading. In this in this case and in this scenario, I feel as though this could be perhaps in relation to a Libra, since the Fool is making an appearance here and is walking towards the Ten of Swords, which is a dead end. It is officially an exit. It is saying goodbye to whatever situation you were once involved in, and walking away from a rather happy situation, which is this Ten of Cups here. Although the Ten of Cups is devious as much as it is a happy card, in the sense that it doesn't always represent the most faithful looking relationships. So people under the disguise of the Ten of Cups look immensely happy, they look content, but behind the scenes things aren't as great as they'd like it to be. So it's a blessing in disguise in a way to be walking away from such a situation, because a situation like this would have eventually erupted in flames ultimately with the Ten of Cups. This Ten of Cups is a very difficult state to uphold in reality, as in few people have the luxury of actually making this Ten of Cups real and not just a picture perfect family portraits. Unfortunately, that means that the majority of us who wish to have this end up experiencing something more like this Five of Pentacles here, where we feel like our time with our partners may have come to an end, our time with our colleagues, our time in the workplace, our time with key members of our social circle or family, whoever this may be in your case. And it's walking away, having bared all this emotion, having bared a lot that was invested in the relationship. But then ultimately also gaining your freedom this way, gaining the right to, gaining back control of your life as an individual who is now able to really lay the groundworks for something new, because you will ultimately have more time. You'll have more time to manage on your hands, more time to dedicate to other things. More adventures, more time to travel. For those who have been wondering when the right time would be to travel, Libra, summer's not so far away, huh? So, in this reading, this very first row here, with this Knight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, we're really calling for independence here. It's really calling for you to regain power and control of your life, to become more responsible that way of your actions, and to realize that you are the maker of your dreams and that you don't need to be with someone in order to achieve those dreams and your goals. The Knight of Swords is telling me that you're charging forward and moving into your own space, or actually an undefined space at this time, very headstrong. Just because the Knight of Swords is facing away from the rest of your reading doesn't mean that this energy is departing, much like how the Fool card was facing away from Leo's reading does not mean that it did not have an impact on the rest of the reading. This is simply energy that you will utilize in a different way. So the more harsher aspects of the Knight of Swords, so let's say the Knight of Swords in consideration of other people's feelings, or the sort of thoughts that the Knight of Swords may be able to incept into another person's mind, those harsher elements might not be playing a very crucial role in your reading for the month of June. But the swiftness of the Knight of Swords, how quickly the Knight of Swords can react, on the other hand, can play a role. And that's sort of the feeling that I'm getting that is coming out of this Knight of Swords in relation to your own independence, where you don't want to postpone that anymore. If you're going to procrastinate over anything, you'll be procrastinating over those relationships and friendships that don't mean much anymore in your life, simply because certain people may be lagging behind, whereas you are seriously just charging ahead full pace and going after what it is that you need to become like this magician here. A moving from the Fool to the Magician is natural evolution within the tarot. In order to experience what it's like to be the magician, you must first undergo that birth-like transformation that is the Fool. The Fool is open to all sorts of opportunities. The Fool doesn't let anything get in his way, because he knows that in order to grow, he needs to experience everything in addition to pain, in addition to difficult times. So that means that sometimes you are forced to take that leap of faith, abandon something or someone. And abandon, okay, is not the best word to use in this case, because it really does insinuate that you're forsaking someone. But what I mean about that is that sometimes you have to take a leap of faith, trust your heart, trust your gut, and trust that you're making the right decision when you have to walk away from a certain someone, or a certain group of people, or even if you have to walk away from your family because if you're quite young and you're watching this video and you're coming of age where you need to break free from family and you need to seek out your own independence. Perhaps you're moving into your own place, your own apartment for the first time, living away from family. Then this step is quite necessary. And then you find yourselves feeling homesick. You find yourselves wondering if you made the right move. You find yourselves really being incapable then of seeing yourselves move forward, or at least conceptualizing it. So that's how this Ten of Swords can manifest itself, is by creating those blocks, those mental blocks where we really feel like we can no longer support ourselves and move forward because we bit off too much than we can chew, basically. But the Fool, on the other hand, welcomes all kinds of challenges, basically. So if you do experience any difficulty midway through the month, and you find yourself thinking, going back in retrospect, about if it may have been a better idea to stick around, because you only see the road becoming harder to traverse, know that it is not forever. Just like this 10 of Cups would not have been forever. 10s are always completion. And after the 10, much like this 10, will always be a new beginning. And this energy is rather suggestive that and I said this to another sign before you, is that in this case, you get to make a choice whether or not you, and actually, you know, the Fool, the way that I see the Fool in front of me, sorry, I flipped the cards around, so this is how it is. With the Fool being in the center of these two 10s, you can make a decision to either linger and stay behind. You see, the Fool, he still does have one foot in the past, but another foot is waiting to leap forward into the future. So there is, to some degree, and many people will disagree, that rhymes, that there is slight hesitation here, where it's in those final moments before you take that major leap into the unknown that you question if it's the right moment to do so. So, and this usually happens like in the last few seconds. You could perhaps even be mid-air, as in you've already begun the leap, so it's a little bit too late to go back and change your mind. That's what happens with the Fool. So it's in those last final seconds, you're up mid-air and you're thinking to yourself, oh no, I can't believe I left behind a comfortable situation. I could have waited a few more months. I don't think I'm quite ready, but oh no. And you're leaping towards this 10 of Swords, basically suggesting that if there are any demons you need to face, any skeletons in your closet, now's the time to clear that energy, to say goodbye to basically anything that's been preventing you from moving forward in the way that the Fool would want to encourage you to move forward, and that is without fear and without regrets. Momentarily, as you step into this, there will be some overwhelm. But it is only momentarily with this card. So, well, not momentarily, as in it won't really elapse in a minute or so, but, you know, once you get yourself out of this, it can be seen to some degree as self-pity. You will rise and be ready to move on to the next stage, and that is the Magician here. Towards the end of the month, feeling a lot more confident to take on your tasks, feeling a lot more able to evolve. And as the Magician is, a lot more powerful to really, really make things actually happen. You will be given this magic wand, and with this magic wand, just, I don't want to say unlimited resources, but here you can manipulate your emotions, you can use your money, you can use your intelligence, and you can use all your assets to benefit you. Some of you will opt to leave where you are, to take a small journey. It could be a weekend trip. It could be much longer than a weekend trip. It could be an entire relocation. This could be also talking about some of you who need to go back and forth between places of residence, back and forth between where you live, where your partner may live, for some of you who might be engaged in a long distance relationship. Ultimately, this is necessary in order for this Ace of Wands to take fruition. Like I said, everything here in this top row is waiting to actually transpire. This World card, this Nine of Pentacles, are your goals. And how you make these goals actually come to life depend on what you do with this Knight of Swords energy. And how well you water this Ace of Wands, which is still in its infancy. It's still a seed. And unless you take care of the seed, it won't grow to its full potential. This Ace of Wands is dependent on the outcome of this Ten of Cups, which is at its finality here. And this Nine of Pentacles will go wherever you take it. It will go depending on that leap of faith and the bag of tricks that you decide to release out of this Fool card. So depending on how you play your cards, and if you play your cards right, yeah, it's going to feel rather overwhelming at first. But whatever survives from this major jump will be essentially what you take with you onto this magician. This is what you have to look forward to. But nothing this great comes easy, and that's what I'm trying to say. You will get your break, though. So I hope that this resonated with at least a few of you, or else how useless. I welcome, as usual, all your comments, your thoughts, and I seriously appreciate all your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Mean the world to me, Libra. So please keep them coming. Keep the good times rolling. If you'd like to personally communicate with me, you can do so. I've left a link below in the description box, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. I have been a bit more delayed than usual answering my emails, answering comments, and that's because my schedule now is officially packed full. But I do make it a point to respond to everyone. So I look forward to reading all your comments and all your emails, and I look forward to your next reading coming up soon, be it this mid-month if I've got time, or next month. So I love you guys, Libra. Take very good care of yourselves. Bye.